My in-laws had me deported to protect their son and took my children from me. Now I'm back with a custody case they can't win. I was making lunch. My husband David was at work. His mother had made the call 30 minutes earlier. "We're protecting our son from your kind," Eleanor Hartwell had said when I'd confronted her about the family lawyer asking about my visa status. David deserves better than some opportunistic immigrant who trapped him with anchor babies. I'd been in America legally for 8 years, married for 6, but my work visa had lapsed during Emma's difficult pregnancy, and I'd missed the renewal deadline by 3 weeks. 3 weeks that Eleanor's private investigator had discovered and reported. They deported me within 72 hours. David filed for divorce while I was still in detention. Eleanor filed for emergency custody, claiming I'd abandoned the children. By the time I landed in Mexico City, my kids were living in the Hartwell mansion, and I had no legal right to even call them. That was 4 years ago. "Mrs. Hartwell will see you now." The receptionist at Hartwell & Associates looked nervous. She should be. I filed my custody motion yesterday, and Eleanor's lawyers were scrambling. Eleanor sat behind her mahogany desk like a queen on a throne, her silver hair perfectly coiffed, her Chanel suit immaculate. Her lawyer, Richard, stood beside her like a guard dog. "Well?" Eleanor's lips curved into a cold smile. "Look what crawled back across the border. I thought we'd seen the last of you. I have citizenship now," I said calmly, "and a law degree from Georgetown. Graduated top of my class." Her smile faltered. "Impossible. You were deported." I applied legally, waited for my turn, studied while working 3 jobs. I placed my briefcase on her desk. I did everything the right way, the way you claimed I should have done in the first place. "It doesn't matter." Richard stepped forward. "Your children have been in Mrs. Hartwell's custody for 4 years. They're settled, stable, thriving. No judge will disrupt that." "Settled?" I opened my briefcase, pulling out photographs. Emma's therapy records show severe anxiety. Lucas has been suspended twice for behavioral issues. These are not thriving children. These are traumatized children who were ripped from their mother. They're better off without you," Eleanor said flatly. "David has remarried, a proper American woman from a good family. She's been more of a mother to them than you ever were. I was their mother for 4 years before you destroyed our family. I saved my son from a mistake." Eleanor stood, her voice dripping with venom. "You were nothing when David met you. A waitress with a student visa and desperation in your eyes. You saw a wealthy, naive man and you pounced. Got pregnant immediately, didn't you? Trapped him. I loved him. You loved his bank account." She circled her desk like a predator. "Do you know what people said when David brought you home? Eleanor, your son is dating the help. You were an embarrassment. A gold digger with an accent who couldn't even keep her paperwork in order. You should thank me, really. I allowed you to go back where you belong. Instead, you've wasted 4 years on some fantasy of getting my grandchildren back. They're my children. They're Hartwells," Eleanor hissed. "They go to Exeter. They summer in the Hamptons. Emma is already being groomed for her debutante ball. Do you think they want to be associated with some immigrant who clawed her way into their family? Lucas doesn't even remember you." The words landed like physical blows, but I'd prepared for this. I'd prepared for 4 years. "Actually," I said, "he does. I have 372 letters he's written me. Emma has 218, all intercepted by your staff and locked in your home office safe. I pulled out copies. All evidence of custodial interference and emotional abuse." Richard paled. "How did you? Your housekeeper, Maria? She's from my hometown. She's been documenting everything." I placed another folder on the desk. "Here's evidence you told the children I was dead. Here's proof you've denied every single one of my supervised visitation requests. Here's documentation of you bribing David's divorce attorney to suppress evidence of my legal status. And here," I laid down the final document, "is a recording of you telling David that if he didn't divorce me, you'd cut him off without a cent." Eleanor's face went white, then red. "You can't use that. It's perfectly legal." Maria was in the room, single-party consent state. I smiled for the first time. I learned a lot in law school, including how to build an airtight case against someone who thinks they're above the law. "You'll never get them back," Eleanor spat. "I have the best lawyers money can buy, and I have the truth. I have evidence. I have a federal court that takes parental alienation very seriously." I closed my briefcase. "Judge Johnson is reviewing my motion tomorrow. She's the same judge who presided over the case of Reva versus Samuel. The grandmother lost all custody rights for similar interference. You should read it. It's precedent. Get out of my office. Gladly. I'll see you in court." I paused at the door. "Oh, and Eleanor, when I win, and I will win, I want you to remember something. You didn't send me away because I was illegal. You sent me away because you're a bigot who couldn't stand that your son loved someone you considered beneath you. You destroyed a family because of your prejudice. I hope it was worth it." I was protecting my family. "No," I said quietly. "You were protecting your ego." 6 weeks later, Judge Morrison granted me primary custody. Eleanor was restricted to supervised visitation once a month, pending a full investigation into custodial interference.